Well, hello. I'm Counselor Jim Thompson. I'm a licensed clinical professional counselor, and I'm going to be telling you some of the things that I have learned in my 40 years to help not only myself and my marriage, but and with other people as well to learn how to not fight anymore. So, what I've got here is 5 things for you to think about. Things that have made a big difference to me in my life, and I've been teaching people for many years. So everything starts with a story. So here's the story for this one. So my wife and I, at that time, had married about 3 years, and we were having some sort of an argument about something or other. I have no idea what. And but I had to go. I had clients waiting at my office, and I had to go. So I said, "Well, I got to go." And so anyway, I got about halfway to the office and thought, "This is crazy," because I'm going to go in and talk to this couple after I've just had an argument with my wife and tell them how to be happy together. So that just seemed more hypocritical than I could possibly stand. So anyway, I turned the car around. I called and left a message, and then turned the car around and said to myself, I've got to work this thing out. So I got home, and my wife was like, "Hey, what are you doing here?" So I told her, my little tale here, and I said, I can't have an argument with you, a fight with you, and then go help other people. That's just more hypocrisy than I can handle. So and she said, "Well, what do you suggest?" And I said, "Well, I don't know, but we need to learn how to not fight about things." And that was okay with her. So we spent some time, quite a bit of time, several months really, talking about this, working on things and trying different things out. And in fact, figured out how to not fight anymore. So, I mean, that was a real boon to our marriage. We're coming up on our 34th anniversary, so and we're pretty happy, and we haven't had a fight since, way back then. We've disagreed about things, certainly more than once, but no fights, because it's just a waste of time. It is such an incredible waste of time and energy and everything else. And so I want you to understand how these things are applied and how they have helped me in my marriage and in many other people's marriages. As I said, I've been doing this for 40 years. I've worked with thousands of couples, and I've been able to help them, learn how to not fight. So, all right, so let's go on this. The first thing is to stay calm. That's really, really important. When we're upset, we're not thinking well. So whatever you have to do, take a deep breath, let it out, calm yourself down, but you want to stay calm, and you want to be not defensive. Defensiveness is the enemy of closeness, always has been, always will be. So I want you to consider, how are you defensive? Do you get defensive, with your partner? And if so, that's not good. And I'm going to tell you why you shouldn't be defensive. Which is the second thing that we have here, and that is knowing that your partner is on your side and you are on your partner's side. Nobody's out to get anybody. Nobody wakes up in the morning and says, "Aha, let me see if I can figure out some ways to mess with my partner here." So there's no reason to be defensive because you're not being attacked. Maybe it feels like attacking. I don't know. I'm not there, of course. I think I felt a little attacked, and that's probably why I got defensive. But when I thought about it more and talked to her about it, I thought, well, she's not attacking me. She's just trying to help me. She's trying to share her point of view and her opinion on things and what her thoughts are. Which is perfectly fine. We should do that with each other. We need to know what each other is feeling and thinking. But I wasn't being attacked, and so there was no reason to defend. So those two things really work together, to stay calm and not be defensive, realizing that this is my partner who is always on my side. Even if we disagree, disagreement is not unusual. Any two people are going to disagree about things from time to time. So it's not about disagreement, nor is it about trying to get to agreement. I'm not trying to win and get you on my side and get you to think what I think and feel what I feel. That's not it at all. What I'm trying to do is explain myself and let you explain yourself so that we can feel understood. The purpose of communication is to feel understood and to understand each other. That's extraordinarily important. And problems are solved through understanding, not through some debate. Another thing that was really important for this would be thing number 3. Was really important is that we noticed that fighting is fast. It just is. People start, and they fast talk. It gets really out of control. And so one of the things that we did was to go slower, to go incredibly slower. I might say, well, the thing that I was trying to say was this. I know that seems maybe a little silly, but it helps to go slow because then people are paying attention. I'm paying attention to what I say. I'm saying it in the best way I can think of to say. I don't kind of get over my skis, so to speak, on this. And get all carried away. So go slow, take time. There's no rush. I teach, when I'm working with parents, I teach them that there's only 3 things that they have to hurry with, and that's blood, fire, and vomit. Is my child bleeding? Well, then I need to do something quickly. Is my child on fire? Then I need to do something very quickly. And is my child bazooka barfing all over the place? Then I need to deal with that right away. Those 3 things are unusual. They don't come up very often. And so there's no rush. And there's no rush between the two of us. We need to take the time to say clearly what we want to say and to listen clearly so we can hear what the other person is saying to us. So that's really, really important. And believe that your partner is on your side. That's key. And if we're listening carefully and slowly, it's easier to follow that direction. Okay? So go slow. We're on the same team. Let's just try to understand each other a little bit. Another part of this, maybe this would end up being the 6th one, except I guess I haven't done number 4 yet. The 6th one is interruptions. Interruptions are the second worst thing that we do in communication. The first worst thing is defensiveness. That's, if I could put a sign in every living room in the world, it would say, don't be defensive. We're on the same side. Interruption is the other huge problem. People interrupt each other all the time because they're just trying to make their own point. And communication is not about making my point. It's about understanding each other and being understood. And we do that best by not interrupting. Let people have their say what they need to say. And that works out a lot better. Here's another thing that we began to do. When I thought about my wife was not trying to get me in any sort of way, that she was actually being helpful. There was no reason for me to be defensive because I wasn't being attacked. When someone helps you, you should say thank you. And that's what I started doing. Anytime she would bring up some concern that she had, I decided that I would say to her, well, thank you. Thank you for letting me know. Thank you for telling me your thoughts and feelings about that. I appreciate it. and what can we do? It was a startling thing to see that the very first time. I have said to many people that I think she wanted to check my ID. I don't know, see if it was me, if I was some kind of a pod person or something. Anyway, but you say thank you. It changes everything. When I've talked with business people at conferences, and I said, how different would your life be when you were giving a directive to an employee or a group of employees if they said, whoa, thanks for telling us that? And they all voted and said that would be enormously different. That would be wonderful. And it is wonderful. And it changes the course of things from being in the defensive, argumentative thing to being in a helpful frame of mind. Thank you. Thank you for helping me. I appreciate you taking the chance to share that with me, even though it could sound a little attacking. It really isn't. But I appreciate you taking the chance to loving me that much. So saying thank you, that was number 4. And then number 5 is shifting to problem solving. That's where we need to get to. What I have found is that couples have, I don't know, half a dozen things that they just keep going round and round and round about. It differs from couple to couple. They don't always have the same list. But any given couple has been arguing and fighting these same things over and over again, perhaps for years. That's an enormous waste of time. So if we can stay calm, not be defensive, if we can be committed to the fact that we're on the same side, even if we disagree. We are a team here. We want to go slow. We want to thank people, thank our partner for trying to help us. And then we want to shift to problem solving. And that's easily done by simply saying, well, again, thanks for telling me about this. What can we do? What can we do differently to get a different outcome? The old saying is, if I do the same thing in the same way, I'll get the same result. We don't want the same result. We want a better result. We want to get things resolved. It would be wonderful if you could take those few things that you and your partner go round and round about and actually resolve them. And that's the goal. And that feels really good. And there's nothing there to be upset about or to argue about or to have a fight about. It actually feels really good to solve the problems. Now, again, I thank you for signing up and reading through, listening, understanding this particular approach that I have here on Stop Fighting. I have a lot more. There'll be things on the channel here 2 or 3 times a week. I'll be putting up new information with videos. But in addition to that, I have a 16-session program. It's 16 half-hour videos. And in that time, I cover being a team and standing up for each other's rights, good communication skills, problem-solving skills, being supportive of one another, forgiveness, intimacy. We cover a whole range of things in those 16 sessions. And there's a link here that you'll be able to check if you want to see more about the program itself. There is a cost, of course. One of the things that I'm looking into is, because I am a licensed therapist, you may be able, after you've completed the program, and you let me know that you have completed it, and I would just simply need the dates in which you listened to these things, worked on. There's a workbook that you use too. When you've completed it, I can send you a receipt that you can turn into your insurance, and it may cover. I'm trying to find out more about that, but I think that would be a really exciting opportunity because it would mean this would be more affordable to more people. So if you have insurance, this should be covered under psychoeducational, but I'm doing some more research on that. I can let you know. But if you want to take this and try it out, there is a cost that has to be paid up front, but it's the same material that I've been using for decades. and it helps. It helps people a lot in their communication and their problem solving and all the things that we've already talked about. I just go into a lot more detail in the course itself. So anyway, if you want to check that out, you're welcome to do that. I hope this has been helpful to you, and I hope that you can utilize it to not fight. Fighting is just a total waste of time, and I want you to use your time in a much more effective and loving kind of way. So that's it. Thanks for listening, and I'll talk to you again soon. Take care. Bye.